How important is the ethical part? Because normally people can be mindful, they try, but Buddhism always talks about ethical money. Even when you give a dana, I don't know whether how many monks have given some talks about it during the dana. One of the requirements of giving a dana is that the dana must have been prepared with ethical money. What did the Buddha say about wealth? You can see over here. You can be wealthy and a practicing Buddhist. In the Pali Canon, wealth is not inherently seen as a barrier to spiritual progress, though it must be used mindfully and ethically. Okay? So there are two things: mindfulness, uh, comes all the time, and then ethical perspective. Why? I think these two are very important. First, ethical aspect, because you can't be mindful without being unethical, without being unethical. How to be ethical in making money? The next part is about that. Right living. This is very interesting part. Now when you study at the university, then you end up maybe graduating. Maybe if you don't go to a university, maybe you end up in a college. Your aim is to land on a job that you really like, but sometimes you are not able to make it happen. You land on somebody's plan because you are not strong enough to go to your own plan, because you need a job. Perhaps you have to pay for the money, you have to make a living for your parents, maybe something like that. Then at that point, this ethical part, how is this ethical part is going to be relevant at that point? What is the ethical earning in Buddhism? How important is the ethical part? Because normally people can be mindful, they try, but Buddhism always talks about ethical money. Even when you give a dana, I don't know whether how many monks have given some talks about it during the dana. One of the requirements of giving a dana is that the dana must have been prepared with ethical money. There's a mention about it. If you look at suttas, Dakkina Vibhanga Sutta is the Dakkina Vibhanga Sutta. Buddha says, Dhammena laddang. Money has to be earned in Dhamm. What is the Dhamma with regard to money? You may call your Dhamma by practicing Sila Samadhi Panya. What is the Dhamma with regard to money? Now, you can see here, there are certain occupations which the Buddha said better not to take up. 5 kinds of jobs that are wrong living. Vanijja Sutta. This Anguttara Nikaya is 5.177. We are looking at these suttas in a very broad understanding. Don't try to take it as it is. Right? Now you will see the problem now. What is the problem? A lay follower should not engage in these jobs. But 5, trade in weapons. I think this is understood. But the problem is, if you are born in a country where the gun industry, weapon industry is very prevalent, then you may find this is a good job, right? That can be a problem. But it's better not to involve in this particular industry. The second is human smuggling. Human smuggling, living creatures. Is it happening in the world? Yes, it's happening. Okay? They are using certain hotspots to send illegal people, maybe borders and certain islands. Third is meat. I mean, can there be a Buddhist butcher? No? What do you think? Or that Buddhists go to the other religious butchers? You are a Buddhist, you go to the butcher of other religion. That's what happens, right? I'm not killing it. I just go, butcher is from another religion, so it's okay. Anyways, or you are a Buddhist, you suddenly crash into a kitchen of a restaurant, say, I'm a Buddhist, you can't do that, you guys cutting all these meat. So they might tell, who let you come in? This is a kitchen, professional kitchen, industrial kitchen. Anyways, meat industry. Then intoxicants, selling liquor, right? Selling liquor. Now you might be thinking about how many Buddhists working in liquor industry. Maybe they are not owners. They have no other jobs to work. Even they can work in a duty-free shop in an airport, right? They have no other jobs to do. Perhaps somebody who is doing a job in a maybe what do you call in a what do you call in a casino, go to a casino. Uh, what do you think about a Buddhist couple who started a casino, inviting monks in Las Vegas to come and bless? And they bless. Yes, yes. The Vietnamese business couple, they invited monks. One day we started a new casino here uh, in Nevada, and then it's bless our, it's blessing. I don't know how they bless that. Maybe they just bless for their money. Maybe not that people come and gamble, and they become all gamble whole time. But anyways, intoxicants and other things, and poisons. Poisons can be insecticides, pesticides, and other things. A lay follower should not engage. Now, how to understand this thing in modern life? In modern life, we have to understand this part with a certain good understanding. We are not trying to misinterpret this. There are some practical problems, especially with regard to meat, intoxicants, and poisons, right? Say, for instance, there is say somebody who is in the in the sex industry, right? And she or he cannot find another job. It's better that we encourage, right? Then he or she might say, no, I don't have any other job. I have to raise my kids. I have to raise my family. I have no other work to do. I'm not educated, but I'm only beautiful, right? That's the only thing I have. So sometimes in the modern narrative, we have to look at it differently. Not that this is bad. And then what about the Buddha? Buddha accepted a big temple from the most famous escort at that time, Ambapali. Did Buddha say your money is bad money? You don't offer to me? Ambapali was the most famous prostitute at that time, escort. One day she came, invited the Buddha to her place, and then said, I want to offer this very big place to Buddha and Sangha members. Did the Buddha say your money is bad money? You are like this? He didn't say like that. So there are things, I think the life of the Buddha and the Buddhist teaching sometimes look certain things to be understood differently. So I think we understand, weapon industry we understand definitely. But somebody might call, without the weapon industry, how do countries defend against a terrorist? Bad people. This is again a problem, right? Say, for instance, if you take a police officer, soldier, they cannot simply take the gun and trigger. They are advised very rigorously, you can't use your guns and other things unless you are supervised by somebody for that thing. So there are certain things to understand. And sometimes in a country where 95-8 people carrying guns, and then only 2% people don't carry guns, who will be more victimized in that country? Are the people who are carrying the guns, not carrying the guns? That is another problem, right? Then the government says you make your own safety, because by government regulations everybody can own a gun because many people have guns. Police officers cannot come very fast. So this is again a problem. The modern conditions have led us to think these things little differently in today's world. So that means that 2% minority, they are in a very big challenge because they don't carry guns. Other people, when they go to eat, they carry guns. So even for a small argument, they're going to point the gun. So you are very scared. Maybe they might bully you, right? Living creatures, we understand, human smuggling. And meat industry, how do we understand that? Now let's see, this is, I suggest you something. Like, if we are not supposed to be part of the meat industry to work and make money, then you may plan your life early and then to land on a job that has lot of ethical grounds, right? So you are not unhappy about your life after that. Intoxicants, Also planning your life. What if that you have to end up in a tobacco company, distillery, maybe a winery? So how are you looking at these teachings? Can they not become Buddhist? And poisons, what is this poison idea? Let's see the Pali word for that, then we will understand it better. The Pali word for this is what you call visa vanijja. Visa. Visa means poison, in Pali, visa. But the problem is someone who is a who is doing agricultural stuff, who is selling fertilizer. Why is he or she is selling the fertilizer? For the industrial farming, maybe. So that means people have to have food in the shelf of the grocery shop. Maybe good intention, but the problem is when they are providing these fertilizers, there may be certain minor creatures who may be killed, right? Probably this idea, this sutta is an idea for all of you to think about, concern about your jobs in the first place. You don't have to go for this kind of job in the first place. So try to, you can avoid, but there are certain provisions to think about. So the Buddha says in the Noble Eightfold Path, right living Samma Ajiva emphasizes the wealth through ethical means. Right? What is other than the occupations? Whatever, I think in today's world, we are more concerned about what you call, we are not mostly concerned about the type of the job, because different people go through different jobs. But rather than the jobs, here Buddha talks about something that is relevant to the way how you engage in the job. Let's see, these are very important regardless of what job you are doing. Monks, what is wrong living? Wrong living is